G'day guys. We've got a change of light here at the moment, so now we're going to start to capture the other elements which we have not seen in this tree so far. Here we go. Let's get this sorted. Perfect. Bring this up here. Fantastic. There we go. Fantastic. All right. So, did a few of the dark tones and a few of the lighter ones, but now, it's time to start slamming away on a few of these more subtle touch points. And this time, if I dodge out of the way, you can see the trees that we're painting behind me. So that's part of the fun. I've got one little plate left, so we're going to battle away with this little plate. G'day Jay, how we doing? Going to battle away with this little plate and see how far we can get. It'll be a war of attrition against the plate. If I do run out of this plate, I think there's more down in storage, but we're going to try and work to one plate. That's going to be a constraint that we've built in for ourselves. Can you see our little workbench there? Yes, you can. Perfecto. Fantastic. Does that get right out of the way? No, not quite. Back a little bit. There we are. Alrighty, tighty. Let's have a little look-see here. First, let's get that blue in the background. That's what I want. Imagine all the people. Here we go. Beautiful. This is our light blue permanent, which is just a colour. We're going to use up the last of our Arctic blue. Arctic blue is basically light blue combined with a bit of titanium white. And I like it a bit pre-mixed every now and again. Does the trick. There we go. Wonderful. Okay. Now, I suppose we'll grab the Arctic blue first. It's going to start lashing in there behind these branches in the trees. Let's see where we can take it. Right up here high. There we go. Put just a little bit more paint and less of that medium, just so it grabs a bit better. Here we are. Here we go. All up in those trees. All up in the trees. Ooh, from Indonesia, Bali Island. Welcome on in. That's fun. I've never been. Wait, yes I have. Bali Island. I just usually call it Bali. Love Indonesia. Love going over to Java. I've got a playlist on my Spotify called Java Juice, which is all the songs I heard while I was in Java. So uniquely different to what I listened to back home, so it was kind of special. Kind of special. Anyway, let's get a bit more of this through here. There we go. It's going to go like this, team. Hold on 1 second. He said someday we'll leave. Cheers, John. Appreciate you, mate. We'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. Jump in here, grab this. There we go. Is that what we're after? Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay. Just gonna slam some through here. This picture's slowly coming together. A few little colours at a time. There we go. Lovely. First time we're starting to see some of those blues in the sky as well. It's going to make a bit of a fun difference. Is this painting commissioned, Jay? It is not. I grew up with these trees. And I have a little gap. So I want to take an opportunity to capture some things that are of huge significance to me in my life, but also formulate fantastic, beautiful pictures. So It's a subject matter, beautiful trees and sky that we can all rally behind, but at the same time, it's something that I can put an immense amount of passion into. Trees that have seen me grow all the way through primary school, intermediate, through to high school. Now we get to be here capturing them together. It's kind of fun. All right, let's grab a bit more in here. And right up the top, typically the place you end up leaving because it's too high up. That's good, right up there. There we go. Down to the edges there. Beautiful, and up these edges. Lovely. You can see that Naples giving way to that vermilion, giving way to the baby blue that we're now adding. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. It's going to be interesting to see this changing light we've got here at the moment. There we go. Okay. Whoa, that's some beautiful light hitting the painting now. Stand here so my weird light doesn't get onto it. And now we're going to get in here and just play around a little bit with these little bits, pieces, and that's going to cross through there and up here in the sky. Beautiful. Still just capturing the overall feeling. We're not getting caught up too much on. I might just spin this a little bit. I'm thinking we need to start capturing too much detail this early in the piece. I'll just spin us around a little bit, guys. She said someday we'll leave this world behind. So live a life we will remember. With that strong sun coming at it at the moment. Gonna try and find a way to get that angle off. Is there an angle here for us is the question. I think maybe if we completely rethink the way we normally structure this, to re-aim ourselves. Bear with me. We'll be like this. But that's probably okay. I think that's probably okay. If we put that. There we go. Trying to figure out the lighting with all the other little bits and pieces going on. There we go. Lovely. Grab back our colours here. There we go. Beautiful. You let that come the whole way down into there. Just splash around. Lovely. It's very, very thin paint right now, so it layers up beautifully. Beautifully. You like this piece? I'm glad. It's been a while since I've painted scenery. Yeah, which is a pity because it's something really special. And I think my style actually leans beautifully into scenery. So I like to keep a healthy mix. I like to try and do a few bits of scenery, a few portraits, a few animals, and just keep it quite different and interchanging. Both for you guys, so we can see new subject matter, but also for me. It keeps me fresh, keeps my eyes new in the way I see subjects. Keeps us passion and love for the subject in every brushstroke, which is pretty fun. There we go. Let's bring that across into here. Beautiful. And then up in here as well. That's what I'm talking about. Up through these branches, just touch points. Just start fading that purple back a little bit. You can see now as the light's changed, we're prioritizing these blues and those blues behind the trees and how they all stand out and flick through those branches. So we're going to watch those purple branches fall back a little bit and the preference of these beautiful blues and this late day's sun coming through. And that's going to be absolutely stunning. Before we finish off though, we will grab some sienna or burnt ochre and bring back those branches and trunks because they're starting to get hit with that warm late evening sun, and that's going to highlight them differently from this black we've currently got. Because this picture doesn't want to just represent the subject in the one singular moment. See, we want to capture it in essence over a period of time. I want the morning, afternoon and evening all in the same picture. So the morning we spent doing those trunks and doing those fiery colours of the sort of 12 o'clock noon sun, and now we've reached 5 p.m. and our goal here is to get that 5 p.m. late evening glow coming through these trees. So there's going to be a speed element in here, but we also need to make sure these brush strokes are smooth and relaxed and serene, just like this evening is at the moment. There we go. Let's bring these in through here. Beautiful. And that's going to come through there as well. With the focus obviously coming back to those trees, but we can bring the focus to the trees without actually painting them. We can bring the focus to them with the way the background surrounds them. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you. Bold Dreamer, good to have you in here. Let me just bring you up a little bit, team. There we go. Lovely. That's where we want you to be. Perfecto. Okay, I'm going to grab this one here too. Excuse me for a moment, team. I'll just get this one stationed. She said, one day we'll leave this world behind. So live a life you will remember. Beautiful. Okay, good position. Now I wonder what colour we're going to grab next. That's the big question. That's the $1 million question. Naphthol crimson. Bit of this. Let's get that deep red. And as it combines into the blue, we'll get a little bit of a shade of purple. Nothing too extreme. Ever so slight touch. Okay. So you can see this is going to be quite different from the colours we've added so far, and that these are still branches of the same tree, but they've been recognised in quite a different light. So you're going to start seeing the tree in multiple different times of the day. Now there's a confusing beauty to that. Beauty, but like I say, confusing beauty. And that's what we want. Not to confuse, but to capture the many different ways in which this tree actually exists. It doesn't just exist in the way a photo would capture it, a singular moment which we've made significant. It exists in the way the light hits it over the course of a, 24-hour period in this case. You could actually come out here for a whole year and capture all the seasons of the tree as well. Of course, right now in New Zealand, it's March going on April, so we've left summer. Still beautiful. See those winding branches coming up into the sky, and then the blue will cut back over the top of those, reprioritize its depth and importance in the background. But until then, we get to play. Whew. Play with bugs flying into our face while we're trying to paint lines, of course. That's a whole thing in itself. There we go. Beautiful. You see, it's actually jumping on top of those purples, lightening them up. But as it lightens them, it adds just a little bit of depth into it too, which is kind of beautiful. Let me bring you back in here, guys. Fantastic. Cheers, Bold Dreamer. They're all different, but I think I find the most die-hard fans typically come to me and say that my landscapes, they're something that's a bit different and unique. But look, let's not get lost on a competition of what the best artwork I've made is, or what is great artwork. Let's just enjoy. Let's do that in hindsight, but right now, let's just enjoy where this little picture can go. Can you see those hills behind me, guys? Let me just bring you around here so you can see these trees. Can you see the blueness in that sky that we're capturing? You can see how the lights actually change drastically in how it hits. That green's faded back. It's still there, but it's a bit more muted. And then you can start seeing those trunks of the trees coming in more of a grey. And slowly, as that sun sets, they'll turn to a brown. So that's what we want in this picture. That vivid, deep lavender colour will swap itself over for just a bit more of those more warmer colours. All right, sleeping here. Just through there, nice. Coming up through there. Beautiful. See how these are just lapping over the top of those deeper shades. There we go. The mass of that main pine all the way down. And then we're going to do a bit more up here. There we go. Just add that warmth into it. Sun-kissed element that's coming up through there. There we go. Just like that. Beautiful. Mass to this tree here. We're going to go a little bit further with that, really. There we go. That's what we need. A bit more of that trunk there. Is there another trunk there, or is that gonna? This actually branches off in two, I think. There we go. And there's one there, that one. Yeah, okay. And that one. Another one coming up here. There's lots of trunks here. There we go. And then there's that one there. Okay. It looks like there's one other one that I've neglected here. Just, it kind of comes up here in a sort of splinterishy way. There we go. And is this one here slightly? Yeah, this one actually comes out in all sorts of directions. There we go. Slightly different tone coming up through here. Beautiful. Sorry about the angle, guys. If it's annoying, there's just been that slight deviation in light, so we need to make sure we still get the right light that we're after. There we go. Who have we got here at the moment? G'day, JC. You thought I was British. Sorry, Jacob. Good to see you here, JC, and hey, John. Long time no see. Welcome on back, guys. Let's splice just a little bit of yellow in there. Yellow? Something a little bit more muted, maybe like a Naples yellow. Splice into that red to make it slightly orangey, similar to the colour we started with, but softer. With a little bit of this. There we go. He's going to come in here. See how it's more muted tone, it's just beating up that dark violet colour a bit more, pushing it back. There's a couple of little rocks here. There we go. Beautiful. Then up in these trees there's going to be a slight change of tone. Beautiful. Right up in here too. Make these red branches not look so naked. We've got a teammate in here. Teammate of colour. Right up to the top. Lovely. It's going to go the whole way out. Nice. And then a little bit of this goes on the trunks too, I reckon. Where that sun's hitting them. Just like that. A little bit over here on these far distant banks where those trees lie. Galley. Nice. Then over here, this part here definitely has that little touch point. Beautiful. And these branches. Amazing amount of detail in it. These branches sort of fold over. One after another. There we go. Just came back about, no, yeah. You're on the right track, guys. It should be the same painting you saw earlier, just with a few extra colours in it. And I did disappear. It cut the feed, guys. It was so strange. Cut the feed, and I thought, oh well, I'll jump on Instagram and do a quick session on Instagram, and then I'll come back when the lighting's changed. Now the lighting's changed, we're back, playing around with it. So, there was an awkward patch there in the middle. So sorry about that, guys, if you were watching before. Not really that fair, is it? Tops, there's a few little pockets. Up to here, there we go. Colour after colour. some behind here we want to grab too. Cheers, Marty. I appreciate that. And Steve, thank you very much. Yeah, so the original time you would have seen it, it would have had a bunch of yellows on it, some touches of red, and then those darker sort of bluish colours making up the trees and a few of the bushes. We've added in a bunch of purple, we've added in greens, and now we've added in a bunch more reds, this nice Juan sort of champagne-y colour, and we've added in a bunch of baby blue. So it's taking on different forms. It carries a little bit of the previous style or layers. They'll always stay in the end result, but on the whole, as layers go on, it changes drastically and becomes something new. So we're dealing with something quite special. Let's have a little look-see here. What's my next colour going to be? Johan. Can you get just a little bit of pastel aquamarine? It's not the same as the pastel blues. It's got a bit more of a softer touch. But just to really seal the deal, I'm going to grab a little bit of medium yellow. Tiniest little bit. Here's our mixture of messy colours right now. Now the little bit of medium yellow, I'm going to splice into the aquamarine to give us the ever so slightly off blue, but slightly off to green. Kind of like a messy steel. Like a dirty muted blue. That's how I describe it. This is exactly the colour we want to represent the tops of these nettles, because it comes out as not a perfectly silvery colour, but against the green it feels like it's silvery. And so if I can get that in here, that's exactly what I'm after. Got some wildlife in my boot. There we go. Let's get that round in here. There we are. Start to feel those trees really coming into their own. Over here. There we are. And then this tuft here. This one's got a bit more light hitting it now. This is what happens with the changing light scales. So drastically different than how we started it. That's okay. That's what we're after. The ultimate changes that go on during the day. Almost like you could look at these trees without seeing the sun. You'd know what kind of day it is just by the way it's hit by the light. Not because you're being clever and noticing where the shadow's falling, but because of the colours in the tree. You can spot what time of day it might be. There we go. These ones become more pronounced down here in the valley as the light starts hitting those from new directions as well. You're welcome, eyes. You're 100% welcome. There we go. There we are. Just going to progress down. See that light coming in more for these trees? It's wonderful. Just like that. We might grab a darker colour before we're finished here, but we don't know quite which one. We'll let nature decide. Let that sun fall down just a little bit more and see what it tells me is coming out of those trees. Let's just get a bit more blue in here on these rocks. Those rocks are now changing to a deep blue tone. See, so small parts of that colour will be shown in the end result, which is beautiful. And it comes in there like that. And then we got these big trees. Just keep coming back into them. Can't keep me away from them. Just like that. Is There's actually some bushes in between which I've neglected heavily. That's okay, we can grab them now. Just like that. A bit more of that pastel blue, but this time without the white. It's like you got that silvery colour on the edges of this little bush down here. There we are. Beautiful. All the way to the edge, like a giant pillar coming up. Beautiful. Absolutely, this part there is absolutely stunning. Of course, that is my comfort zone because it's very near to me, so it's easy to just attack that point. So there's got to be this courage to actually go up here into this unknown space. So let's express some of that now. Really extend out. There we go. Capture some of those beautiful, warmer, whiter colours in that tree. There we go. And then across here, you can see it blooming up through this part. And then down through here. Nice. And then this part here is this beautiful branch that comes out towards us. So that's some special attention so it really pops. And then before we're done here, we're going to grab some of that green. And the green's going to leap on top of whatever we're doing. Really come in with some pale evening tones. With that last little bit of yellow too. All right. All right. Stephanie, I'm doing great. Hello, Blitz and Mary Love. Good little clan in here. We've got 60 people. 60 people enjoying the last little bit of New Zealand sunlight as we capture these trees going into the evening. We're losing light, but in this last little bit of light, this is what we wanted. We wanted that change. So I could get this colour here. See this one I'm mixing. It's a yellowy green. I want a very, very thin viscosity. And this colour, almost like a deep lime green, I'm going to throw around into these tops of these trees. Very similar to where our lovely, lovely white has just gone. These are nettles. This is just nettles that we're looking at here. Beautiful nettles on the ends of these trunks. And as we start grabbing them, the trunks are actually going to fall back and give way to the power of the colour of these nettles. So when you see these trees, you don't see trunks. You see these beautiful green tufts at the top, creating this amazing canopy on top of these trunks. And that's what we want to give life to. That's why we're here, this volume above the landscape, this volume given, because these trunks can handle the weight. Kind of like Atlas holding up the world, these trunks are holding up the volume in this picture. It's going to go the whole way up, there we go. Beautiful. And it's going to come up here too. Not as much. There's just some very distant nettles just outside of reach there. Tips coming right out here. There we go. Sorry if my hand's in the way, team. I don't want it to be, but I've got to reach out here and get these last little bits. Tiptoeing out these edges. There we go. Beautiful. Just like that. Okay. I want to grab a bit more of a darker colour to add in. Paul, how are we doing? From Palm Springs. G'day, Jim. It's always a pleasure when you pop on in. Always a pleasure. See a little bit of Payne's Grey. Just a touch. Payne's Grey on top of my red. So it's going to get a teeny bit purpley. Oh, smudgy, I should say. And Gary, welcome on in. Here's our messy, messy colour palette. This is everything we're working with. I don't know if you can see it there. Payne's Grey in the middle, the green that I've been playing with here. I'm going to combine the teeniest, tiniest bit of Payne's Grey over here, and it's going to make myself a muddy green. There we go. dirty, muddy green. That's exactly what I want, because that's going to capture, if I get it thin enough on the brush, these tendrils coming up into this tree. Prepare this to actually warp what we're looking at a fair bit, because we've got this very gentle cascading of green and red, and now I'm attacking it. I am attacking it with a greenish Payne's grey. It's going to leap in there and vie for control from the gentle palette of colours we've currently got. And that's okay, it can take what it wants. It's going to argue with these colours and say, hey, it's not all about you being in here and you showing your colours. What about definition? It says. It leaps in here and starts manipulating those reds and those oranges and those yellows and telling them that actually there's more shape in these trees yet. More to be captured, more to exist. There we go. I'll bring this across here. Beautiful. See those branches way at the top. And then there's this tuft here gets a bit more colour. There's one that captures the underbelly in this beautiful green tone. It's nice. And then over here, yeah, a bit more colour in there. And this one has double branches which come on down here. Yeah. Wonderful. Really, really unique sight, guys. The fact that these pines are standing all out here on their own. Massive, majestic things. You know, normally pines, there's a saying, some trees must grow tightly, close together in a forest. But some trees must grow alone, or they'll never grow at all. And that's true. An oak tree must have room to grow. But in this case here, we're looking at pine trees that are standing alone. 15 of them, but alone. Cheers, X. Value yourself. Okay. Let's go in here. Let's have a little look-see. Just down in here. Again, we're on a soft, muted green. You could almost call it an olive green or a green oxide, I think is fair. And it's just going to gently stroke over some of those colours that we've already made. Relax them. Unwind them. There we go. And little pockets of red, little pockets of medium yellow poking out. This colour here is raw medium yellow, and these strokes through here are raw naphthalene crimson. So they're part of the fun. Before we're done, I think we will attack this with a bit of blue as that sky turns darker. Add some more of that power into the sky, and we're going to combine it with just a little bit of Payne's grey. Blue with a little bit of Payne's. It'll be all right. See me dabbling around with more green. It's turning more into a sap green colour the more I go, which is kind of fun. I'm going to spin you just quickly, guys. Hold your ground. Hold your ground. Here we go. These are the trees. That's the trees we're capturing. Now let me spin you back. Pow. That's what we're working to. What do you do when you're home? When I'm home? Well, I paint when I'm out. I paint when I'm home. I paint everywhere. This is what I do, this is what I love. Yeah, it's a good view here. Oh look, not everywhere, but paint's my full-time gig, and so usually whatever I'm doing, there's an element of painting involved in it. Which I love. Here we go. There we are. See that depth building up. All right, a bit more Payne's Grey. And this I'm going to build to the darkness of Payne's Grey, moving into the blues. Do I answer my DMs? I try to. It's hard to get around to everything, Marty. Obviously, I prioritise collectors and people I'm currently dealing with. I try to get around to everyone. There's a lot of DMs, and so I try to make sure I give proper answers to questions and look after everyone. But yes, I do. Don't really think it's fair not to. So, but you've just got to give me some time. That's fair, right? Pardon me. There we go. See these branches cascading around here. You see them heading off in a few more directions than previously. There we go. Best regards from Reunion Island, Indian Ocean. Well, thank you very much. And I don't think we've had someone in here from Reunion Island before, so that's pretty special. Welcome on in. Good to have you here. There we are, these massive thick trunks. Gonna try and represent that appropriately. And then into the blues. Slightly off blue, because the Payne's Grey will be in it. The paint is going to cost a fortune. Paint always costs a fortune. If you want good paint that lasts the test of time, you need to pay big dollars for paint. Not just for paintings, I mean for paint. So when you buy, you'll want to look for non-yellowing, archival, and you'll know too while you're using it with the potency of the colours. You can see here in this work, see how the colours are really powerful. They jump out at you, even though they're the smallest little brush strokes. That's because the paint quality is high, strong potency in colour, and you need that to actually not have to focus on silly things like trying to get the right saturation. When if you just get the best quality paint you can find, you can focus on the art. There we go. I know sometimes it's hard to afford things like art. It's an expensive hobby, expensive career. But, if you are going to cut costs on anything, cut costs on paint last. Don't cut costs on the one thing that makes everything come to life. Paint with your hands and give up on brushes before you buy cheap paint. Always keep the nice paint in your arsenal. It'll make the work as most beautiful. There we go. Wonder this is where we start. Leaping into this tree with this blue, you can see it's got far too much presence in the branches. So once I start coming in here with this turquoise, muted turquoise, we're going to start making this tree get back in line. There we go. Running out of sunlight, but we'll keep going. We'll keep going. Do you prefer to use paper bowls or plates over a pellet? Abby, I prefer to use porcelain plates, usually, but I do like paper plates for my ability to swap between colours far more rapidly. It allows the work to be more eccentric, but I think on the whole, but in terms of pellets though, no. As long as it's not a pellet, I'll use an iPad screen before I'll use a pellet. I can't stand pellets. I don't know why I don't like them so much. It's a me thing. If you like pellets, don't listen to me. But they don't do it for me. I can't stand those things. Thanks, Jay Smith. Here we are. Now, the next thing I want, but we're going to have to go to a new plate, which has already got some paint on it. That's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Dust off this brush. And I want Naples yellow, classic Sebastian. And then where are you hiding? Here we are. There's a better tube of it around here. There we go. Beautiful. And then just a little bit of this one. Joanne Brilliant. Yeah, it's all going to make sense in a second, guys. There we go. So now we've got three different shades of our warm yellow spectrum. Medium yellow being the most saturated warm colour, and the other two offering that little reprieve from how intense that will be. There we go. I'll show you what I mean. Here comes the most intense one. I'm going to use it to gather up these chunks at the top here. There we go. Popping colour right in the finish line. Right at the finish line, and you come. Look at that. Look at that gloriously powerful, warm yellow cascading in those branches, warming up the painting. You can see, I'll show you, look at the tree here. There we go. See those warmer yellow tones coming into there? That's what we want. That's what we're capturing. Let me bring you back. There we are. What is the best acrylic brand for students? It depends. Are you trying to make a piece of art? Or are you practicing You could ask me what's the difference, but if you are just practicing and doing courses and assignments and things, you can play around with Atelier. Atelier is totally fine. I wouldn't probably go cheaper than Atelier paints. I would never use student acrylic. I used to when I was in high school, but it changes your art style because you can't get that saturation you want. And if you're wondering why your colours aren't as beautiful as you want them to be, chances are that student acrylic is holding you back. It's to be avoided if you can. But Atelier is absolutely perfect for a student. And if you are making some work on the side, varnish it, but also Atelier will work absolutely fine for that too. You can get varnish from any art store. A lot of them will be less light fast, which will mean they'll try and lose their pigmentation faster. So even if you buy Atelier, if you want to keep that saturation in colour and for the sun not to strip it, the best way to do that is 22222. Get an isolation coat and get a varnish, gloss or satin or whatever ticks your boat. And then you'll be able to look after your work long term. Make sure it retains that beauty. You also don't need canvas. Go buy some masonite panels, and if you don't have the ability to cut them, you can get them in a whole bunch of different sizes. But the other thing you can use is aluminum. This is aluminum, and you can actually cut aluminum, not with a fancy saw, but with a very, very thick, don't get the thin ones, I swear to God you'll hurt yourself, a very, very thick Stanley knife, and you'll be able to cut the aluminum panel. Now don't cut it like this, you're going to hurt yourself. Please, what you want to do is watch a YouTube video. I'm not going to give the whole explanation here, but you can cut aluminum with a strong Stanley knife. And by doing so, you can do smaller sizes and cut it into smaller panels without the need for heavy tools. And that removes the cost of canvas. Unless you stretch your own canvas. And that sounds very daunting, especially when you're learning as a student. So, a couple of YouTube videos later, you'll have the hang of stretching your own canvas. Cool thing about it too, there's not this massive buy-in where you're like, oh, I got it wrong, everything's ruined. No. If you don't stretch it right, cool thing about canvas, you can re-stretch it. So you don't need to worry. Doesn't matter if you do a poor job of it, just have a lot of extra canvas. You can re-stretch it when you're better. But that's all utility style stuff, guys. It's more important you enjoy making it. Do you actually wake up in the morning and want to do it? Or do you do it because you think you should do it? Or are you doing it because you hope in the future one day you'll be good at it and then you'll actually somehow randomly start to enjoy it and you won't resent it as much as you do right now? Trust me, if you don't enjoy it right now, it's going to get harder to enjoy it later on. You need to find a way as early as possible to love what you make and to love making it. Or everything you'll make will feel cold and distant, and you'll wonder where that inner child in you went and why you don't feel the same passion for your craft and why no one else loves it. They don't love it because you don't love yourself enough to make what you actually love. You don't trust yourself enough. You're making what you think everyone else wants to see you make, when actually the world's more beautiful than that. Everyone else, the majority of everyone else, would just prefer to see you happy. So if you make what makes you happy, that's magnetic, figuratively. It's going to pull people closer to you. They're going to want to see more of it. They're going to want to see you be more of yourself. It may not be this style. It'll be your own style, your own new, fresh direction. The way in which your unique personality and eyes see the world. And the way in which you bring that into reality. And that's not just with art, guys. That's with music. That's with dance. That's with accounting, that's with being an electrician, that's with being a doctor, a lawyer, a builder. We have a unique way of seeing the world, and every action we take in our craft, our career, and pursuing what we love, we interact with the world and bring it more into reality. And other people see that. When they see that, that gives them permission to do their own thing. And if we all do that, then we're going to make the world a better place. One human pursuing their passion at a time. Here we go, up the top here. See these yellows really just dancing in this tree. I'm getting quite thick now. Naughty, in fact. I'm using more impasto. More than I should, probably. But that's okay. I can't help it. The yellows in this tree right now are just exploding out at me. I just need to make sure I capture them all before they disappear, because we've only got so long before these beautiful lights fade off on me. And you could say take a picture, but no. No, the beauty of this moment is the fact that it doesn't exist in a picture. The beauty in this moment is that this picture will be the memory of it. There we go. Those warm, tender golden tones cascading through this tree. That's what I want to capture. Just through here, there we go. And dive up the top here too, right up to the top, just in there. Lovely, absolutely stunning. All the way up to the top, you can see those little tufts. I love these tufts up in this tree. Beautiful. Imagine all the people. Sorry guys, did I miss anyone's comments there? I'm in New Zealand, and tips for field painting. I've only ever painted indoors from images. Just brought a field easel. Well, you've done the first step. You've got a field easel. That's a great place to start. In terms of what to do now, just be prepared for a bit of chaos. Sounds rich to say it, but you're going to run into all sorts of problems. I don't mean to dishearten you. I mean to say that the wind's going to make your paint dry into like caked layers. So you'll need to swap your palette frequently. The heat. One thing I always carry around in my paint box is sunscreen and bug repellent. Please bring sunscreen and bug repellent. Oh my Lord above. The day you forget sunscreen, you get sunburnt. The day you forget your bug repellent, oh my God, they are on you. It is insane. They will gobble, gobble, gobble. So, bug repellent and sunscreen for me. And then I bring some sunglasses too, because sometimes the only angle you can show the canvas in is the angle that the sun's just ruining your eyes. So that's a thing. And then, one last thing, and then I'll shut up. Well, I won't shut up, but I'll stop talking about this. Water bottle. Please bring a water bottle. Man, sometimes you get all in position there, you're covered in bug spray, you've got your sunscreen on, you're wearing your glasses, your easel's ready, the light's just perfect, and you're dehydrated. And now you can't perform because you haven't got the simplest thing that you've made up of 75% of. Get yourself a bottle of water and have that, not dirty paint water, a proper bottle of water in your painting kit for when you need it. Just 750 mils is totally fine. That's all you'll need. Enough for a little pick me up. You know, I carry a little bit of iced coffee in there too. I replace it every sort of 48 hours. But that way, there's an iced coffee, water, bug repellent, all the things. It's like an emergency pack. People think it's over the top. Is it though? Sounds mighty practical, because you're going out into nature and you're trying to thread a needle. You're trying to find the right environment to paint in, to make a piece of artwork in. You can't risk being dehydrated. You can't risk bugs attacking you and distracting from the artwork. You can't risk getting sunburned and needing to go inside. You can't do these things. So be a professional and bring everything you need with you so that nothing, I say nothing, it's chaos. So you're going to lose somewhere, but you won't get deterred by these little small things that don't need to deter you. They don't need to control you. Alrighty tighty. How are we doing there? We're doing good. Alright, let's see how this is going here, team. I think we're in a pretty fun position. I'm about to do a big sneeze. Sorry. Right into the elbow. Sorry, team. Alright, we'll get that. Move that back to there. Okay. Well, this has been a fun little image. And we're coming along in exactly the right direction that we want to be in. Yeah. I'm loving the yellowy touch points in it. That's beautiful. The red, adding a bit of depth, a bit of sunset to it. The blacks, still lurking there in the background. I need to intensify those a bit more. And then the greens, we won't do a whole lot more green with it. That's enough green. Any more and we're going to sort of overtake it. There's so much more beauty in other colours to play with. Right, let's have a little look-see at this. Let's grab the last powerful colour before this evening takes us. Thanks, guys. G'day, John. How we doing? And Tay. Oh, everyone's saying bless you. I thought they'd just been lovely and blessing me, but actually I sneezed, so totally fair. Let's get a little bit more of that clear painting medium. Here we go. Didn't I promise a reel of me swimming with sharks? Did I? If I swam with sharks, did I say that? Probably did. I'm sorry. It happened spontaneously. I swam up to a tour group that was throwing bread in the water. Apparently they're naughty. They're not supposed to do that. But swam up to them because I was scared of being out on my own while they were doing that. And it was all on. Sharks everywhere. All right, let's get a bit more here. This is going to be black. Guys, this is black. This is the powerful colour. It's funny. Oh, let's grab that through there. I was saying earlier today, and it's really, really important, that artwork in a weird way is kind of like a lock, and you're kind of like a key, in that I've run this work through AI before, and when I ran it through AI, it couldn't tell me what the image was. It said, it's pretty, it's got some reds in it, some yellows, some blacks, and some splashy paint strokes, but it couldn't make out trees on a ridge. But interestingly enough, the human eye can look at it, and then we can see the subject, which is really interesting. In that way, AI makes a bad viewer. Maybe it'll get better. But you're like a key to this little lock that's the painting. And you're able to see the subject, which is kind of cool. Speaking of black, do you ever play fire escapes and night scenes? Fire escapes and night scenes? That's interesting. Fire escapes and night scenes. And powerful colour. I have not done many night scenes. I typically avoid these, the darker colours, only because I lose a saturation of regular colour. And I want to use pinks, blues, reds and yellows. So I run only because I'm slightly deterred. Now these are little, hold on while I grab these. These are little cute little pine cones in the tree. Let me grab these cute little pine cones. They're gorgeous. Hold on. gorgeous little pine cones hanging out there in the tree. Let me grab a whole bunch of these. Come on, little pine cones. They're all bunched up on these branches, and they're catching the light in the most beautiful way. I'm just going to dot them down. A few more. Oh, there's some up here too. Let's go. Making a click for each pine cone. What's funny is I used to be a paratrooper, and 1 in 1,000 men could do more than me. I don't quite understand. I'm confused. There we go. Beautiful. There's these far-reaching ones out here, and this one here is actually hardly any branches on it whatsoever, but it curls out that way. There we are. Wonderful. And then this one here has been hit deep on this side. It's getting cold. It's getting cold, but I'm here for it because this is so much fun. Just want to get all these beautiful colors bouncing over each other. Where are we going to go next? In here. Lovely. You can see how this black here, black seeks to define. It'll destroy everything else around it in the idea that it'll make what it wants to see happen. But you'll lose color, you'll lose saturation, and sometimes you'll even lose beauty in this pursuit of definition. But if you use it just right, you can get these pretty little pine cones all through your trees. G'day guys. All right, now next thing, let's get a few more of these little branches. Oh, they're cascading, yeah. See, I want to get some ultramarine blue under there though. We're not going to use just the black, but I want to get a lot of these branches in those areas that are showing blacks. You can see how they're just jumping right off the page at us now. My Lord, that is cold on my palette hand. You know, your brush hand stays warm because it's moving around the whole time, but your palette hand, it's this thumb. That thumb freezes because it's holding the palette remaining stationary the whole time. And you just need to warm it up. Lord above. We'll be all right. Thanks for your concern. Okay. There's a few more strokes just up here high in the tree. Let's get a few of those. There we go. Lovely. And this one here. There's a bunch more of these little pine cones dotting, but we don't get up that high, we get up here. There we go. Dot me some pine cones. Beautiful. That'll about cut that. There we are. There's a few little shades in here. Capture that. Lovely. That final touch, yeah, a little bit of black going through it. It's not going to finish it off, but it will add that final little bit. There we go. All right, I'm going to stop there before my fingers freeze off, but it's been a fantastic, it's not Aussie here, not Aussie, it's New Zealand, but I'm going to stop there before my fingers freeze off, but this has been fun. We've caught those evening tones. The sun's about to dip there. We've explored the blacks and the yellows and a few of the reds. We're in a good place. Guys, wherever you are, have a good day or a good night. And I'll just spin you around one last time to see the trees we're working on. There they are. And we'll come back for this one again in the very near future to keep on exploring some of those little moments and pockets. Very fun. Cheers, guys. Look after yourselves. Have a good night or a good day. I gotta go, Marty. I'm freezing out here. Freezing. Catch you, John. Stay blessed, guys. Bye.